We can start recording now. I mean, we've been recording now. Alright, so the Mindset Podcast, what the basic idea is. So I've been a mentor for many years, right? Probably a decade by now. And over the years, I would have met a lot of doctors from Kingston, Portland, as far as St. Thomas, all the way back on the View Point. I've met hundreds of doctors across Jamaica. Now, what I've noticed over there is you have different diaspora doctors. You have old doctors, were retired, doctors that are retiring, new doctors, fresh out of med school, doctors in a public system, doctors who transition from the public system to the private system, doctors who transition. You know, you meet doctors who don't even want a doctor no more. Yeah. You have a whole heap of doctors who don't even doctor no more for whatever reason. And at the same time, you have doctors who spend their entire career probably in the public system, and then you have a vast variety. Now, why is this? I would have met doctors who have made businesses, successful businesses out of doctoring. For example, you guys do more than doctoring. You'll have a foundation, stuff like that. You have doctors who build big businesses, and at the same time, you also have doctors who struggle for whatever reason. Everybody's life has their own, rate. But you have doctors who, I would have met doctors personally who look for me and tell me, say, boy, they can't ever take a break. Or they are in the public system and for whatever reason they want to take a day off or two and they can't leave, they can't transition because of whatever life circumstance. They have no time for themselves. They're still doing the excessive amount of hours, stuff like that. So why such a vast difference in the same career path? The truth is, med school teaches you to be good doctors, but they don't teach you nothing about business, right? So my goal here is to get real life interviews with doctors, particularly doctors who are entrepreneurs, garner that knowledge, put it in our nice little package, and pretty much share it with the rest of the world. Basically, is to create an education system that teaches medical professionals everything you don't learn at med school. Things that no lecture in med school will teach you about, and these things can only come from real life experiences, talking with people who actually go through the stuff, right? So I personally know doctors now who give up on medicine, leave the field entirely. One particular upcoming interview of mine, she doesn't even renew her license anymore. Period. But at the same time, I know doctors who are currently retired from the public system, but they are genuinely so passionate about it that even though they are retired, they still want to be doctoring. You understand? And then I meet people like you guys who are with JCI. I've never knew about JCI until I meet you guys. You guys are a part of a bigger foundation doing more than just doctoring, more than just coming to the office from 9 or 8 to whatever amount of time, 6 days a week. You have your family. You're doing things that I can tell you that a lot of people out there wish they knew how to. On a daily basis, I would meet people in primary care who will be like, oh, I'm tired of being here. But then they will look at you and tell you, they don't see themselves doing anything else. They don't know what to do or how to do it. So, just like how I can learn from you, there are thousands more out there, not just in Jamaica, but worldwide that can learn from you. And my idea is to get that and teach it and put it out there. That's the idea of the Mindset Podcast. Long story short.
So I am Dr. Yochel Samuels-Williams. I graduated from UE in 2012, so I've been a doctor for a good little while. Worked at quite a few places. So worked at Cornwall Regional up to 2016, worked at Falmouth Hospital, Noel Homes, and I've done a lot of private practices as well. So I've worked with doctors all over the place. So doctors in Montego Bay, Kingston, Negril, Savo, all the place. So what I can say for me is that medicine was not a passion of mine. I can say that.
See that? Okay.
I never dreamt of being a doctor at any point. So I ended up here by default. Say it that way. So,
explain by default.
Explain by default. My parents, this is something that they wanted me to do, and believe me, I tried every single avenue not to do this. I started researching all kind of different careers that I could do instead, because I didn't want to do medicine any at all. So, and I think that's one of the things that led me to be the kind of person that I am today, because I have passions outside of this field, and those were my passions from a long time. So growing up, I always wanted to be on the stage. I wanted to act. And I did that as much as I could until I got to third year medical school, where it became so hectic that I couldn't do it anymore. And my life is so busy that I can't do it anymore. So because that's where my passion is, then I always try and
in
make sure
acting
that
and
my
dancing.
not dancing. Oh God, I can't dance. Not dancing. Dancing is out. But acting, so just being on stage, expressing myself freely, poetry, writing, and all of that. So I am a very expressive person. So because of that, I try to include that in my life. So my life can be around the desk and seeing patients every day, because my passion is basically being on stage. So I'm gonna find things that will drive my original passion, you know. So medicine is something that I have been doing, and I've been doing it all these years, and I've reached a point where I have found joy in what I'm doing now, because I have made it my own. So it's different from where I started, where I never really wanted to do this. So I'm at a different point, but now I get to do other things to make it even more me. So I like it better.
So you molded yourself into liking
it, right? So I found something that I liked in medicine.
Would you consider leaving medicine for, say, an opportunity at an acting career?
At this point in my life, it's very difficult to say, because I think, I don't know, I don't want to say that I have passed that bridge, but I think it will be very difficult.
You know, there are a lot of actors who get them shot, like even when they have gray hairs, right?
I mean, yeah, if it comes up, but it's going to be so difficult now, because I have this business here, I have my patients, I have this. It's more than just, you know, I have ties to it now, so it would be a very difficult decision.
But what if the next, say, Black Panther 3 come out and them want, you know, and for some reason you happen to book up. You're on a JCI thing over somewhere, and you book up in one producer and I say, you know, you don't make a character and it's Black Panther 3. I mean, would you leave medicine to go for it?
But where I'm in my career, I wouldn't have to leave medicine any at all. So it's something that I could do, and I could do both. You understand? So it's not a case where I think I would have to make a choice at all, because I think I've set myself to a point where I could do that and still do this.
Oh.
This is what I've been doing. So my life is crazy busy because of that. So I include so much of the things that I like in my life, so that it's not medicine centered. So I'll work here and I'll come to work. I'm here like 9 to 13 hours per day. So I'm here even beyond the time that my staff and my patients are here. I'm leaving work 8, 9 o'clock at night. And yet I still find time to do a foundation. I still find time to volunteer for all kind of things. I'm in JC, I am overseas, I do Special Olympics, I do all kind of things. So I find that time, and so if I can find time to do things for me, then if Black Panther came out, I could find time for it too. So that's what I'm looking at.
So I have 2 follow-up questions for you before we move on, right? I met a doctor recently. Of course, for confidentiality's sake, I won't say where or anything of the sort. And this doctor told me that she works 6.5 days per week, from 8 to like 6 p.m. Right? Monday to Friday. On Saturdays, they close office probably like 3, 4 o'clock. And then on Sundays, she's still at the office up to like 12. And she repeats the process right through. I never got into the why of it. I never had the time for that, of course, you know. And this person was not that familiar to me, so I never really get into the details. Now, for you, you have a family, you have this foundation, you have a striving business. What would you, if that person was supposed to ask you how you do it? What's one thing you could share with them? Like, how do you do it? Having do all the things that you just mentioned, while still running your business successfully, because even on a Saturday, your office is full, right? What would you say? What would you say to that person if they could come?
I do not know how we do it. This is something my husband and I talk about all the time. We have no idea how we do it. People come to us all the time and ask us how we do it. I don't even know if we know how we do it.
Passion.
But she just said it was not her passion. I mean, or the passion for the other things.
The passion to make a difference. I think long and short of it is just the passion of making a difference. And every single day, persons ask me, oh, you work 24 hours a day. It's just a passion. You have a passion to make a difference, make a footprint in this time. And it's not about medicine. For example, I didn't want to do medicine. I didn't even like medicine. I don't even like medicine to this moment. But I'm very good at it.
Very interesting couple. Very interesting couple. Okay, go ahead.
Alright, so since I'm the floor now, I'm Dr. Farin Williams. I am a general practitioner, naturopathic consultant. I've worked with so many different organizations over the years. I've worked with St. John's Ambulance. I've worked in private sector and public sectors across the world actually, because I've worked in many different countries before. So I have worked with other persons. And this topic is a very interesting topic. I was thinking about what Dr. Yochel was saying a while ago, and I started thinking. I'm a philanthropist. I'm a national director for JCI Jamaica. I'm a author, I write books. I do financial training, right? And I do financial training on a day-to-day basis. I'm a counselor, right? So I offer mediation counseling to everyone, right? And not just being a part of my own organization, because my organization is like a branch of 5 different levels in my organization, because I do farming as well, right?
Interesting.
We do farming, we plant, I raise piggery, we do all of those things. And I work for people too, because I do, I work with car rental and tour company that I do it I'm a shareholder in that company, so I do that in the night hours. So I basically work 24 hours a day. Most times my yana send me until, I can't tell you when. What about being a doctor and want to branch out if you don't have a passion? And this podcast, a video my Dr. Yochel will say, it's not about just the passion. But if you get planted into a system that people don't want to be a part of, make a system your own. Do not sit down and say, oh my gosh, the whole life done right here. You still can find the time to live your dreams because it's not about the situation. And most persons think about situation as this. Okay, this is my situation, so I can't do nothing else. Okay, we have 5 children.
We work
We have 5 children.
6 days a week.
Office open 6 days a week. Most time 13, 14 hours a day.
And a couple years ago, maybe around 3 years ago, we used to open 7 days a week.
We used to open 7 days a week.
So
Until
we had some
worship
additional
day.
kids.
Take a worship day. Okay.
And we visit churches and do free medical, free consultation for churches across Jamaica.
We do free health fairs as well. We've done so many just this summer. So
Yes.
I think what you have to do, and what I'd say to that person is, you have to find what you are passionate about. So you're not just say, okay, boy, medicine, and you just stop there. Find what you're passionate about and live that. Live that. And if you're passionate about the thing, then it doesn't even feel like it's taking up time. So you're not counting the hours that you're doing it. Because you just want to do it. You understand? So you know, feel.
So I guess that is the how, or that is how you find it. You can't really explain how, but
You can't,
it's
right.
the passion that
It's
you
the
have for
passion.
the thing.
It's a
So
passion.
right. So you just know, okay, I need to get this thing done. And we just do it. Just
And
do it.
most times, persons, for example, I am the chairman for 2 schools. So, person asks me,
Your kids' schools?
yeah, for two of my kids in school. And we do, we train persons in high schools how to become first responders. We do that every Thursday. We go to schools and we do, this is what we're doing. And we still have our office open. We are the owner, the manager, the director, the doctor, the digital marketer, the content creator, right?
You need
And
a whole different team for that, man.
we do so much.
Yeah, but we work better. Like when we start doing it, just do better to we. So,
So what I would tell persons, like going through med schools, and most of persons go through med school are going through med school because of parents' intervals, not because they really want to become doctors, but because it's what their parents said, oh yeah, this is what I want you to do, so this is what you need to do. And I would tell a person, not because you are doing something that you really and truly doesn't want to do, doesn't mean you're going to slack up on it. And I've seen that in the system where doctors are not giving proper care to patients because they don't have any passion for the patient, because they don't have any passion for the job. I see nurses have done it as well. Like, they just can't bother, they're just breathing for the money. Most of my job I've done free. I removed money from medicine from 2014, and I've made so much money after that.
right, and it's one of the
Yeah,
things
that's a key
because
thing in entrepreneurship.
What I when we decided we were gonna do this office, because this office has evolved. So he had an office before, and then when we got together, we decided we were gonna do an office together. I hadn't done much private practice as I was in the hospital system, so I needed some of that experience I mean, you do 1 and 2, but you never really get the gist of it. No, you're gonna run an office, you need to have some level of experience, right? And I can promise you, a lot of the work that I did for mediocre money or free. So when you hear the amount that I would be paid to do it, you would say, why you waste your time and go? But I didn't see it as a waste of time. I needed that experience. And so I went to so many places. So a lot of these places that I worked, it's just because of the experience. So each office that I went, there was something that I took from that office that I could apply to my own. So I learned this. I understood how to do that. And each place is different.
Would you say you had a bigger goal at the time while you were working at these other offices? You had that vision, saying,
right,
hey,
so that was it.
you were
So I
working
needed
towards
to
it in
do
your own
this, but
office.
I don't know how to do it. So instead I say, all right, I'm gonna just go and open an office. I know nothing about an office. I go and I watch other people and how they run their offices, see the mistakes that they make, see the victories that they have, how they organize this, and tips and all of that, and then you can put everything together. What I learned from all of these people, I know how to put it.
Did you consciously do that?
Consciously.
Or like, were you guided into doing that by, say, a mentor,
no,
or parents?
This is me. This is me. I am a kind of person where I am not going to do something until I am sure that I understand it. So he was like, okay, let's do the office. Let's do the office. I don't know anything about any office, So I need to go and find where offices are and be comfortable in doing an office before I can do this office. And that is me. So I have to know that I am okay, I am competent enough to do it, so it doesn't fail.
On that point, why I remove money from business and just start to focus on business and not the money. One, I got a paycheck, and this was the turning point. In 2013, I got a paycheck, and I witnessed the government take out basically part of my pay. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I am putting in the hours, and when you finish, you say you take 25% for income tax, then you take almost 10% for the rest of taxes. So in how they take out 35% out of my salary that I am putting 12 hours a day, 24 hours a day just to make that. And I realized the system is manipulating us as young people and doctors as well. A person thinks that doctors make a lot of money, and these are the things that trap not doctors in medicine. No persons want to leave, but they must say, boy, they don't have the money, they don't know what they're going to do it, and then title doctors, because when you become a doctor, you feel like you're a superior. And I always tell doctors, when you're a doctor, it doesn't make you superior. That DR behind your name doesn't make you superior. All of us is living a reality. So when you focus on the money, because for example, I've hired a lot of doctors over the years, and all the doctors I've hired, the main focus is money. The 4 doctors that I've hired that open their own business now, they actually came to me and sit down and said, Doc, how can I open my own office? As I was an employer, and you can come to me and say, Doc, how can I open my own office? And what I did is teach them. Because in society, we need to learn that no one's an island. Only island is Cayman. No one's an island. So the one is an island is Cayman. So we have to know now how we are going to enhance the productivity of medicine, and that's why medicine is kind of a fail, and persons just turn away from doctors and say, oh, I'm scared to go to see doctors, I don't want a young doctor to see me. Because when you go into the system and focus on the money and not focus on the patient, and you're doing this and you say, boy, I not like medicine, but the only reason I'm doing it is because I'm getting a salary.
You get tied to the salary.
You get tied to the salary. And when I speak to my senior doctors, like a good mentor of mine, he's retired, 96-year-old now, and when I asked him, he was my primary care physician when I was a child. And when I became a doctor and I visited him, and he said, you're a doctor? I said, yes, I'm a doctor. And he said, why did you do medicine?
That question then? That question then is like,
You have it on
well, continue.
Said, why did you do medicine? I'm like, I don't know. I could not say I did medicine because it's a passion. I love medicine. I did medicine because it's what scholarship offer at the time. I want to become a pilot. I want to travel the world.
Interesting.
You understand? And person asked me the question, so are you a doctor, like you're a doctor now, why don't you go and do the pilot? I'm like, you know, so I signed up for it and he had the money and thing, and I went 2 or 3 classes and I didn't want to. And he said, well, you waste your money. I said, no.
Is it that you learned that you never really want to do it, or it just never, what was it?
Passion. The passion I can travel the world without being a pilot now.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Same like what she said, she can be a actor, and she don't have to quit medicine. It's not the situation determining the destination. It's how you put yourself out there. For example, as a medrep, people say, "Oh, I'm a medrep and I'm not going to do nothing else," right? Because your passion is being a medrep, and a medrep salary nice, and you go and second, you know. A person see medreps and think medreps make $1 million per month. I see like a person look at doctors and think doctors making $10 million a month. Because medrep make $1 million, doctors make 10. That's what they look at it, right? And they don't even understand that is you're in a system where patient is being disrespectful to you. You can't get any time to eat. They feel like you're a human being. You know if you're sick. You know if you feel no way. Then you deal with it anyway. And you're supposed to put on a nice face and deal with them like everything is okay. So a person asked me last week, my good manager friend from VMBS, I hope you see this. She said, would you leave medicine now, knowing all of what you have known? And my answer still will be no. God do everything for a reason. God put me into medicine for a reason. Yes, 5 years of my life was the hardest 5 years of my life. I've went through days where I have no food. I understand I have to get ramens, and when I have a kettle, I have to put ramens in and warm it up, you know, say, but you have to do it.
Right.
Enough days, you look at it and say, why am I even doing this? But I need to keep an average so my scholarship can keep coming.
Right.
Why the hell am I even doing this? My plan that as I leave med school, as I leave school, I am just going to get a little work, make some money, and leave it. That was it.
And the mentality as well.
Understand? I'm going to leave it, get the money, leave it, I'm going to do what I wanted to do. So, because what I planned to do is go in the army. So, because I go in the army, I could get the pilot course done free. I could go in the Air Force. Right? So, I left and I even signed up. And something happened, and I watched the news and I said, hell no.
I see a plane crash somewhere.
Yeah, I said, this is not. A plane was shot out of the sky.
Okay.
And you see it, you're like,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't think this is mine.
You're Jamaican, yes. Stay away from that.
Yeah, I stay away from that. And then, when you start to work with other doctors that think that they are better than you, in medicine, doctors don't like doctors. And it's sad.
Before we get to that, cause that kick off fish there, you know, that kick off fish there. But before we get to that, I want to come back to something that you said earlier, right? Before we stray from the topic, you mentioned going to different offices, working to understand the concept before you do it yourself, and I can respect that because it really forms the premise of what I'm trying to research here in terms of having an entrepreneurial mind, right? And it ties in everything that you're saying that. Entrepreneurship really is not for everybody.
No.
It really isn't. And that what you said just now is profound because I read about, you know, in my readings, you say, you can, no, if you sell bag juice, for argument's sake, right? You walk and sell bag juice to Caucasian, to taxi man, to business owner. You sell bag juice to Donald Trump. So you learn the skill of selling bag juice. You master it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you know how to run a bag juice business. They can open a bag juice business and it fail. You're good at selling bag juice, but you don't use it. It's kind of the same thing with doctoring. You can be a very good doctor, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you know how to run a business. And the truth is, med school don't teach you how to run business. So what you said about learning, going to different offices and see them things and learn it before you take it up on yourself, I want to know, like, what inspired that? Is it really an inner instinct? That really, what is it that inspired that move?
That is me. I think that is just me because as I said, if there's something that I don't understand, I'm going to try and figure it out. Yes, and so I am not going to put myself in a situation. I don't do anything to fail.
No.
So if I think I'm going to fail, I'm not going to do it any at all.
She's a trier. She's a person like this. She's going to analyze the pros and cons. Because when I introduced her to business, right? And I said, you're the hospital assistant. You need to come to the hospital assistant. You're going to be the hospital assistant for your whole entire life. You're not going to live. You're not going to get a chance to go nowhere at all. You're going to stuck in the system here till the whole land free and bend, and you still have no money. You understand? And
all my people now gonna like you for that.
so when I said it to her, she said, and she came to me and she said, listen to me, she need to understand it first. She said, I'm not shutting you down, but let me understand it first.
See.
And then start to do some private cases. She come working with me. She was working with a next consultant privately, and then she started to see a picture. And I said, no, you need to go more, because medicine, if you go to 10 different doctors' office, everybody show you something. Before I opened my own office, I've worked around 20 different doctors' office, and I tell you something, I've learned. I went there intentionally. They was paying me little and nothing. So it wasn't about the money, but I want to open my office.
Yeah, you have to go.
And then natural medicine was a medicine. I said, why everybody do the exact same thing? All GPs do the exact same thing. You're like, I need to figure out something else. And that's when most offices fail, and that's when I tell the 4 doctors that I've trained that open their own office now. But I said to them, offer more. They're like, what that? They know that by right is supposed to send me to the hospital and we can't do this and we can't do that. I said, offer more. I'm not going to say about the surgery. Offer more. Why should I leave Dr. Jones and come to Dr. Williams? Right? If Dr. Jones and Dr. Williams are write the same prescription give me, it doesn't make any sense.
There must be something
else. Entrepreneurship, I used the bag as a while ago. It's not because you're a doctor doesn't mean that you're an entrepreneur.
Facts. And that is something that I learned. Just to expound on the point. In terms of business, it goes deeper to where you say medicine doesn't teach you how to do business. It doesn't. So you come here doing business, you have no idea what you need for an office. You don't know how to set up an office, you don't know how to manage staff, you don't know how to do payroll, you don't know how to do taxes, you don't know how to advertise your business, you know how to do nothing. Because none of that is that. All you don't know how to do is diagnose and treat.
That's it.
So we diagnose and treat, but then we have all of this to manage. Staff management is one of the most difficult parts of entrepreneurship because people have their own personality. And the more staff you have, the more personalities you have to deal with.
Yes.
Right? You deal with these people on a day-to-day basis.
You know, I personally feel like, I've come to realize that people skills is one of the most grossly underrated skills.
Emotional IQ.
Really and truly.
Difficult.
Like people skill is a thing. I think it should be studied and taught in school. People skill is a
and it's something
thing.
that you know have to know, say you need to study it. So you have to see the deficiency in yourself and know, say, guess what? This is something that I don't understand and me need to spend some time to understand it. In terms of separating yourself, one of the things that I realized over the years, and I think that goes back to, again, my natural personality too. So most persons go to our doctor and we're busy, we are rushed, we have 100 patients out there, so we have other people to see and you don't spend the time to hear what them have to say. And I think that is one of the things, if you're going to be an entrepreneur and you want to have a successful business, that is something that you have to go learn how to balance. You have to learn how to balance listening to the people but still getting your place to flow. Right? So you can't be rushing your clients out, because if you're rushing them out, then you lose not only the whole people's skills, but then you lose some of what you need to treat them. Because sometimes what they say, you figure out what is happening with them, and that is it. So you will have persons. I can give you one case. For example, there's this lady that we were treating. She came here a couple times. She went to other doctors before, and she would just come and say, boy, when she come home, when she's at home in the night, she just keep falling off the bed. You can say me lie down and me just drop off on my bed, and we are pursuing it from that level.
Right.
But the way she kept explaining it, it just don't make no sense. Why are you falling off your bed? Is it a case where you're rolling in your sleep? Like we're trying to get, and she's not really giving us anything to work with over the months. Like just nothing to work with. And one of the days, her mom came to the office with her, and just by casually just speaking to her mom, because her mom was just there, you know, talk to her like just casually talking, having a conversation with her. Mommy just mentioned, oh, you know, so sometime at night when she sleep, she just starts shake violently, and then she shake and drop off on the bed. And I'm
She
like,
having a
okay,
seizure.
during the shaking, is she conscious? And then this is where mom is explaining that no, she's not conscious. She takes time to recover after. And this is something that we would have asked the client many times.
But she
And
wouldn't
she's
know because she
telling
was
us
unconscious.
she was of the impression that she just fall off her bed. She don't know, say, okay, there's this time lapse that takes place, and she's not responding. So she don't have that. So she's telling us like, oh, she was on the bed, and then she just
wake up and
she's
she
wake
got
on the floor, she just drop off on the bed, and just that, just casually talking to the mother, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we know what happened to you now. Putting her on anti-seizure medication, anti-epileptics, and she's been fine. She stopped drop off at the bed. And sometimes we just go to just talking to them because her mommy wasn't there as a patient, she wasn't there as anything, she was just in the waiting room. So if you never stop, if you say, okay, you have just that second just to talk to them. Probably wouldn't figure the diagnosis out because the patient wasn't giving anything at all.
But technically she wasn't able to.
She never even know. So sometimes it goes, that's what it goes back to. Just if you're gonna be an entrepreneur, especially in this field, you have to know how to balance that part. You have to know how to stop and form that rapport with your patients. Your patients are only supposed to be patients, but you're supposed to reach you like a family level. How are you doing? How is so and so? You know, you kind of know them right. You have to have that part as well.
Interesting question. Anybody can take that question now. Why do you think more doctors don't discover their passion though? We speak a lot about passion and you finding your passion and knowing what you're passionate about. Why is it that more doctors don't discover their passion?
Doctors are just people. It's just people don't discover their passion. If you talk to the man outside, to any career path,
why do you think that
is? Discover it. It's difficult.
Particularly in the field of medicine. If you
I want
can
to explain to
narrow
you why. I want to take that question. I want to explain to you why most persons don't find their passion. We were taught in school as a slave. Long and short of it.
Long and short of it. We know this.
So when you're taught as a slave, the mind is already programmed. You watch TV, you're scrolling your phone. Your brain become lazy and you become complacent. You feel too comfortable.
You just work and get a salary.
So from one side, you can eat and drink, you're alright. Right? And for the young doctors that is coming, sometimes passion don't have to be medicine. Not because you're a doctor, passion. So I have a good doctor friend of mine, I think everybody know him. Yes. His passion is music. And if you ask him what is his passion, he's going to tell you. He's not a doctor. He's very good as a physician. He's very good as a consultant. But his passion is not medicine. His passion is music. And he worked. I tell you, the man worked up now. I asked him a question, I said to him, how long
you look at Mike somewhere.
I am cast. And it's a question asked to me, and me can answer. So I need to find it from somebody else to see if they might can give me the answer that I'm looking for. So I said, Doc, how you do it? And what he said to me, he said, and it's important, he said the reason why persons don't find their passion because they are looking for the passion into the wrong thing. So if, for example, you like to come here, doesn't mean that it's a passion. You like to do it.
Alright.
And person now tell and say, okay, I like to come here, so I have a passion, so I come here.
So because them like it and them do it.
Yes, they like it.
Sometimes I'm not even like it, you're doing good.
You're doing good.
You can't go and you come here good, man. And sometimes you ask people because you see patients come and people get depressed when the jobs that you're in or whatever. And you ask them, okay, if you could do anything, so it's a question I like to ask. If you could do anything in your life right now, so money is not an issue, education is not an issue, nothing is an issue, and you can't do anything right now, what would you do? And you have people who sit down and they can't even answer. They not even know what they like.
It's just interesting that people know more what they don't want versus what they do want.
What they do is very difficult.
That is it.
It's
I ask somebody where you want, they can't answer you. Like for simple example, man and woman are dating, they go out to eat. Where you want to eat? They don't know. But they can tell you everything what they don't want. Human nature. I think it boils down to human nature actually.
And not just human nature, it's choices. When you give someone too much choice, you don't know which one to pick. You don't want to pick the wrong one. So it's choices. For example, a person wants to become a Christian, right? And they said, oh, I want to go to Adventist. And they got Adventist. I have one lady yesterday, doing her counseling, I feel depressed. And I'm dealing with a depressed person, and when me come out of that session, I feel depressed. You understand? And what's so interested in it, she said she's now in almost 60. And she realized that the church was lying to her all these years. She said she became a Christian at 18. And she said everything that the church said she must do is what the church is doing. So she got married when she was 40 because she's searching for that one. Now she's uncomfortable with the person who she's with, and she wants to leave that person because of abuse and what works.
I guess
and
the church
is still telling her
to make it work.
And she's like, I give all my life.
I guess the church gave her that husband, pretty much.
Basically.
Technically. She didn't choose it entirely on her own.
Yes. And she now is realizing it now and saying, oh my gosh, I spent my whole entire life. Everybody who was baptized with me, every person over the years, that's them like happy. And asking that question, how do you know that they're happy? That's what did medicine. And that's in entrepreneurship. They say, oh, you know the person because he's running his business. Oh, you know they don't make money.
Big fucks. What's everybody?
Yeah,
you know
what the business because I like it, and one week, and a balancing bills, but them not really make nothing.
So you do think the same thing is within medicine? People are doing it a balance rate, but they're not really too rare.
You go have variety. You go have people they make it. Yeah, people are not make it none at all. You go have that. So it's gonna be like that. You're gonna have those kind of people all over in every career. People who doing well, people who don't do well. So you have to try to figure out how to separate yourself. How you gonna be one of the well doing ones. What you need to do. And one of the things that I know is that you can't stop learning.
Never. Especially
you're doing business. One of the things with him, sometimes annoying to me. I say sometimes, because sometimes it's fine. But in live and sleep audiobooks. So he listen them 24/7. He listen when he's weak. There are sometimes if we with a car, it is in a car. So you know, like people that play music and stuff. So we always have some book that you're learning something from. So you're learning all this stuff to manage business, or this is how to deal with people, or this is how to whatever. So my time you don't want to learn, because my time you want you want one song.
When you're when you're
that's a very interesting topic. Go on.
She don't understand. My mentor, I was looking at a nurse. Was working at the same place, but she have a man. The only way we can spend time with her, she have a one. I got this meeting. We not interested in the meeting at all. We just go because we can get a time to put in a few words.
Right.
And I reached in that meeting and see that, and the presenter put up his pay stub and the whiteboard, the screen. I'm like, is that real? And he said, you can't read. I'm like, you can't read and you have that amount of money. You do something we're not supposed to do. Because remember, we are people that keep quick to judge someone.
Right. Quick to think negative.
Yes, we are quick to think negative. So I stopped, pay attention to the girl completely. I forgot to tell me how she come. Because this man explained to me saying, can I read?
But he want make money.
I'm going to put it. May I read? May I degree? May I profession? So I sit down, and even when the young lady said she ready to go, and I said, give me one.
Well, man, you need to know.
I need to talk to this man, I need to know. What even know, I don't know. And this man that couldn't read was giving me books to read. I did not read the books.
Sounds very contradictory.
Yeah, because you just tell me, say, you can't read, and the first thing you want to introduce to me is the book. So I'm like, so every time you see me, you say, Doctor, read the book? Yes. I lie me, I tell, didn't read the book. He said to me, if you bring 150,000 as come give him. I said, alright, I can't come give him. Following day, I can't give him. He said, why I can't come give him? He said, can you ask me for it?
So may I ask you to read the book, why I never did?
It's generally the way out.
Can you think about invest 150,000 and give back some return?
Yes, can I say invest?
I see.
Can you talk about investment? But he said you have to invest in yourself.
Let me add to that. I can't agree with you on that one. I mean, I can understand, you can probably overdo it still. But a few years ago, just before COVID, or sometime before COVID, I think when I just moved from a movie, and I'm Virgin, somebody invited me to a meeting. Damn, big up yourself when you see this. See? Dominic invited me to a meeting. And I don't remember what the business was about. In time the network marketing thing, but I I started to develop more awareness. So, I was going deeper into entrepreneurship and thing. This brother, I do a presentation. And the brother go, them I do them chatting and me I take my notes. And he said something that live with me to this day. He said, one of the best investments you can make for yourself right now is $14.95 per month. $14.95. $95, whatever. $14 per month. $15 per month. You know what that investment is? Audible.com. He said to me, the best investment you ever make, and he said that to the crowd right now, I promise you, is $15 per month. Sacrifice $15 per month. Audible.com. I'm like, it kind of knocked me away, you know. You see me? It knocked me away, you know. I never did pay for it. But after that, I say, yo, I have $15 to spend. But I have to spend that one time. But so I started going on YouTube. And I start listening to the books then when they're on YouTube. But only if you realize, you get a lot of knowledge from them, but it's not the full books.
No,
you see me? And then now start really evaluate my life and I say, but me about no $2,000 per month to do foolish
food and stuff.
You understand? I can more spend $15 per month. So it took me a couple of years, man. I think like 2 years later I finally joined Audible. Because I did use YouTube same way. I paid $15. I'm start paying $15 per month. And to this blessed day is the only subscription I still keep.
Oh.
Yep.
I promise you, Audible.com, audiobooks, changed my life.
Change mine too.
Big man thing. Change my life. I promise you. Then, even when me overseas, I go on trips. So like now, if I drive from Kingston, I don't want to hear music. I want to listen to an audiobook.
That is our vehicle.
Yeah, I listen to an audiobook. I promise you.
I just book. You come out with horse. Yeah, you book. And the thing is, you're like all a dream and a dream book. Because like it's just subconscious.
Sometimes your mind is zone out there. You need to hear other things.
You know what touched me with that? Not continue. What touched me is when I read the first book. I invite man to lunch. From the first book, Mom, you give me 3 books to read. I read none.
Do you remember what those 3 books are?
I don't know. Maybe you book them to read. Can I remember?
Is that?
The problem is I've read
so
much books.
so many things since that period of time.
Because every single day I listen a minimum of 2 to 3 books. Every single day. And if
you finish a book in a day?
Yes, I finish a book.
So our audiobook were like 8, 12 hours.
No, right now I have one brain evolution, which is an 16 hours book. I started last night. I have 7 hours leave. So I'm reach home now. I go start that. So what I do, I listen to my book in frequency. So I go like 2 hours. This is for my book time, so I can take my notes and do what I do. And then, so she said I did right through. I will schedule it. It's just that I do it so often.
It seemed like I just like a right through.
And everybody, even my customers, they'll complain and say, you know some music? Well, you used to love music. I used to love music. I used to produce music. I used to make music. So it's not like, oh, music is my passion. I love music. I love dancing. I used to be a part of a dance group. I tour too many countries from dancing. Germany, France. You understand? I've toured from dancing. Dancing has put me out there. So I have done my fair share in what I love. I used to write songs. I used to do a lot of things. But when I've learned, and from then until now, I can tell you that, sir, when I started to invest in me, I can't be broke anymore. So when first investment I've learned is to remove money. When I started to realize money is created by a man, and we spend all our life working towards money. We are the only species on earth of who create something. I spend the whole life already know. So when I remove money, my person asks me, you do so many health fairs.
You do for free.
I give away so much things. They do so much things. I mean, I have no sponsor. They said, so your pocket the money come from? I said, no. He said, where you come from? He said, from my patients.
And people volunteer, people
said,
donate.
They asked me, how it done? So the patient pay me. What I do, I put on a percentage of it and said, alright, then this is going to go back to the community. And since I've done that, I'm going to give you a joke with she. When I started to do this, she loved volunteering all along and whatever. When I started to do this, even she wondered how we do it. Most days when we're doing it, I tell you, most days we go out there and give, we don't even have food away at eat, Back then. And we're still doing it. I remember a particular family member of mine cursed me dog rotten. Oh, you're going like you're prime minister. You're going like you're a member of parliament. Why are you doing this? But what the books have taught me is to give.
Right,
and then you shall receive.
I mean, isn't that in the Bible?
Exactly.
Wow. What is a common misconception about being a doctor?
That we make money.
Me will take it the next way. Yeah, misconception that we make money, but we have the misconception that
Doctor can't see.
No, oh my God, that's horrible. So, we will come back to the doctor.
First of all, every doctors are the worst patients. As I say this all the time. Worst patients. So let's move on. Continue.
It's not even that. I think we have the misconception for ourselves as well. So we have allowed society to let society dictate what our life should entail. Let's say it that way. So a lot of times as doctors we live beyond our means because we know that we are supposed to be at the top of society, and so if we can't afford something, we pretend to afford it, and then we put ourselves in debts, and so because of that. So you will find some doctors who struggle because we have a certain level to maintain. You have a certain status to maintain. And so I think that would be the biggest misconception for me.
I think you mentioned it earlier about doctors feeling like...
right. So that is it. So you feel like, say, boy, if I am a doctor and I am taking a taxi to work, society go look down for me. So you have to go buy one car. You have to go buy a regular car. You have to go buy a Benz or a BMW or Audi because... And you buy it not because it's something that you definitely can afford at that moment in time, but because you need to have that level.
Image.
In the society, that image in the society, and so that is the misconception that we give ourselves, our society give we, and we accept it. So a lot of times it's not because we can live the life there. You will not wait until we reach to that level. We don't step up. We try to step up too fast, and this is something that stayed with me from medical school. I remember.
Did you dread medical school? Sorry, did you dread medical school?
Dread it?
Yeah.
I never enjoyed it any at all, because I was doing something that I didn't want to do, and I was like, we're counting down the time. Worse when I reach into third year, and this time now Isabel, I can't get to do theater anymore because now we're on the wards, and wards is like every day. You're going wards holiday, Sunday, it don't matter. You do the night time, daytime, like clock no matter again. You just know say you're happy there. So now if you're gonna do theater, it's something you have to do constant rehearsals for.
Right.
So it's not that my opportunities weren't there, it's just that I did not have the time for it anymore. And so me have to go give up that. Like, boy.
So you dread your ears and years of.
Yeah, you just go through. You count the time.
You see this one about it. I'm going to share this. When I just met her, I always do theater arts. So I just met her. I said, "One is not a reality TV in hospital."
Yeah, it's supposed to do it.
Yes. Because we want the public to see behind the scenes. The health system actually really works.
Would there be any like restrictions or ethical things against that?
Yeah, that would it would have been like, them have things like that. It would have been reality, but you're not like with the patients. That part. I mean, that's
it would have been reality, but it's not going to be reality. It's going to be
show like our interactions with each other, like behind the scenes.
Okay.
So not really like patients.
It's not really patients.
And what
it's just
happened
behind the scenes with us as staffs and we
like what we do behind the scenes. That boy, we go through a long day and we pop down like like things like that.
The public need to actually
see
realize that we are human beings.
To the human side of it.
Because that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yes, so that's how we actually started out, and we're talented to do it, and we know we jump off a track, but it's something that we actually want to do still.
Yeah.
It's something that is very interesting. A person see doctor, and I think a good doctor friend of mine suicide a couple years ago, and a person asked me a question and said, I don't know, why would she suicide? I'm like, you don't know what she had got through. You don't know what she had got through. But she never picked me, she didn't have nothing.
The judgments.
So that is it. That is it. And we even the patients and lose a human thing, because that's what you were bringing up before. I remember when I went on maternity leave. So for my 3 kids, and for the first 2, I didn't really do any maternity leave. Right? First one I did, but I was starting to form this office. So even though I was on maternity leave outside the public system, I was still trying to get myself So I said, no, private, you know. So you're the pali, but you know the pali, right? The second child, I had some doctors. So I was here at this office. I had some doctors who were scheduled to work for me. I had a baby in November. And 2 weeks after that baby, they make me know, say, boy, Christmas, they come up and them plan to go up on them Christmas vacation. So them now come back at work. 3 of them.
Until January.
And yeah, so my place have got lockdown. And so with that, me and the 2 weeker, we moved it back into the office. So I didn't get maternity leave there. So for the third one, we actually set that one. I was okay, going on maternity leave, and I was gonna take 2 months from the office. And I can tell you, a couple of days after I went off on maternity leave, the staff called me frantic. Doc, somebody down here, and they didn't know how to respond to the person, because the person is like, how doctor forgot for maternity leave and not tell them. And I'm like, this is yeah man, and this person was somebody who knew that I was pregnant. They were here during the time that you must expect me to deliver at some point.
It says just push out the baby and
come back. Like, how doctor forgot? And it's not a case where they were saying it and joking, and the person was belligerent. So this is why the staff can't, because the staff is like, yo, them don't know what to say to that person. If you calm them down, because the person like really upset that doctor gone off and not tell them what they go do now, how then they go and they were just angry. I have to look at him like, why does this make sense? You can't expect, say, okay, like a week or 2 after we have baby. Yeah, come quarrel, say, we should have tell you, like, people just don't see doctors as human in your time.
I want to give you something very serious and similar to this case. I explain to her all the time. If I'm working and I feel like I want to take a break, I take a break. Nobody can tell me to take a break. Couple days ago, a patient came. She took 15 minutes break. And the way the patient are going, oh, the one break. I'm here supposed to figure out how that thing gonna eat. What else? I'm like, excuse me. She said, where work? And she told me. I said, how much? How long get for your break? She said, an hour. I said, who can take care of your break for that hour? Sit yourself down at your place, and if you don't want to sit down, you can go and get the things done and come back tomorrow morning. Because by the time you come back, the office closed.
Straight up.
But the problem is, she loves her patients them too much. So they take disadvantage of her. She'll be there here, and the patients them on her 24/7. And through them knows that she's willing, they expect, I'm telling her she's not a superhuman. Even today. Even today. And that's the element that costs. And person, for our viewers, we are human beings. And we have feelings, and we have emotions. And every day when you come and you complain and you this, some of us, because we feel that sympathy and that empathy for you, we go beyond the call of duty for you. It doesn't mean that we don't feel it.
Because even, I'm going to give you a classic one, right? We have at this office 3 office numbers, 2 emails, 2 WhatsApp. So you have ways to get in contact with us, right? Right? Patient come and she's like, Doc, I need your number. I gave her the card. You made my card. I gave her one of those cards, and it has the office numbers on it. And she's like, Doc, is this your personal number? And I know that is not my personal number. This is the office number. My personal phone, I have no obligation to answer.
Correct.
Because yeah, it's my personal phone. So if I put it down and I don't want to answer it, that is fine because it's my personal phone. But that when me they call you have to go answer me then. No, I don't have to answer. You need to get through to me. You have the office number. Yeah, but one thing at middle night when me want to call you, I'm like, miss, I leave office most time 8, 9, sometimes at 10 o'clock. There are 5 kids at my house. A lot of times this is when I'm doing homework, getting them ready for school. If it's an emergency, you can understand. Yeah, but that's so many times you just want to talk. When we want to talk to you, you don't have to go take the car. And I'm like, miss, I have children to deal with. I'm not going to take a car.
So like,
and then she's like, you know what? All I'm going to do, let me take your number. I just call your phone. You must answer me. And I'm like, you see what I mean? Like, I'm explaining to this lady. Wow. And it's like, and this is it. Like, there is no boundary because people don't think, say, you need that space there.
Personal space and time.
Right, so and it's not a case where I understand if it's an emergency, you know, but it can't be a case where you deliberately set out in the middle night. If you just call your phone straight to.
I remember there was a part of the system. We have consultant on call. I remember when I was an intern, you have resident on call, you have consultant on call. And I remember an incident happened after 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was calling the resident. Because I normally call the resident before I call the consultant. So when I was calling the resident, no answer. Then, if I call the consultant. Call the consultant. Remember, this consultant is on call. Call the consultant, no answer. I have to call a consultant from a different facility. The consultant from a different facility, call that consultant and him answer. And call resident and the resident answer. So I said to the patient, I want to understand this. At the time, the doctor just left after like around an hour before that. Just withdrew.
He probably just
Just tired. But the way the patient are there, oh, that's the call, I'm not going to sleep. I'm like, you know, say, Dr. Fresh and Blood, right?
I don't think patients understand that.
Entrepreneurship, and that's why most doctors don't want to do entrepreneurship because they don't want the afterload. The afterload that comes with entrepreneurship, you don't want that. The afterload, you have to know how to get your personal time separated from your business time.
I mean, hard.
Like for example, in my community, I don't write prescription any at all. You want to see me?
Funny office.
My office at 92 Bond Street, J&J Pharmacy.
They come and get yard, you know.
Yeah, man.
I remember. They come and get yard. Let me tell you. And the worst part about it is like you have like a long day like today. And you go home and you're like, oh my God, you finally get a second. It's hard. It's hard. And it's not that you're unwilling, you know. It's just that sometimes you just want that second day for you get your mind to come back. So entrepreneurship is hard because of that. Because I guess
when the staff go home in the evenings, our job doesn't finish. We have to continue work.
Right, so the staff would have done, call them done.
Yes.
But we don't say, okay, you have to go now, we have to make sure you say everything is there for tomorrow. Stock is there. If you need to get paid, you get paid. If tax needs to do, he do.
Just to do that.
Building, okay, your toilet might have clogged. Your bulb might blow. You get think about just basic stuff. Laundry needs to get done.
So many
You
times,
as a staff, you know how to
Exactly.
about it.
and a person don't understand running a business. Oh, you hire a person to do. For example, we have an accountant, right? We still have to communicate with the accountant to get the things done. We office need to clean, not because we might not be the one that clean the office physically.
We have to ensure,
but we have to ensure that we are going to inspect it and ensure it
get done.
It get done. Because human nature, from once they not check it, they didn't have cashier. From once they know say it not check, they're going to take advantage of it. So if I want a bulb to change, I will show you something in this office. I have a electrician that work with me. And we tell him to connect some sockets for quite some time. And every time you call him to connect sockets, until I say, I'll get it done. He always come. And he tell us to go buy a socket. You want to get the socket, then go down and buy the remember, so you're busy. So you now go back to him about that again.
I expect him to just
You get it if it's done. So for managing people in entrepreneurship, because people think that entrepreneurship is not own a business. No. It's more than just owning a business. Because I can tell you, I could have owned a business and I don't work one day in it.
Give us a few factors based on what you just said. That owning a business is not necessarily just it. Give us a few factors that.
So you have different type of entrepreneurs. Like an investor is an entrepreneur.
Facts.
Or you don't work in your business.
No, you just invest some money.
But you invest some money in your business. And you have to pay him a dividend every month.
Facts.
Like for example, if you take a loan from the bank, you work for the bank. Because every single month, you have to ensure that the bank get its own.
With them interest.
With them interest. So it's not just, oh, I own an office or I own a small business. No. Entrepreneurship is way wider than that. You can own an office and, alright, for example, I'm an entrepreneur. Right? If I don't work, my business to make money.
For me, one of the challenges that I have had over years personally, money and charging. So I think that has been a challenge for me because I'm naturally not that kind of person. So even though I don't think I've learned it very well. So my challenge is you have a patient coming in and them start pour out their heart, yo. Why they have this and then that and then have no money. And that is it, like how we balance. I know that this person is unwell and there are so many things that I can do to assist this person. Will I turn this person away just because they don't have the money to pay? And so that has been a struggle for me over the years because more often than not I do not turn them away. And more often than not, they promise to come back and pay.
Which they don't.
And many times
they don't.
And then when you have business, you can't do too much of that because you will lose. Because you still have staff to pay, you
still have
bills to pay,
expenses,
you have
operational
teams,
costs are still there.
So that has been one of my struggles, and I think that will affect a lot of other doctors too. How you balance just that empathy side there to
the fact that your business, your business is not sympathetic.
Empathy and sympathy is two different things.
Yes.
Because you can care for a person and show them empathy, but everybody expect you to show them sympathy. And I'm like, oh, but you make money from the government. Like, you know, this is my, I can probably go in from here now.
Them have that too.
You said something just now, a very popular common saying from Warren Buffett: if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work till you die. Right here. Now you just mentioned that if you don't work, your business still makes money. For viewers or persons who want to take that leap, how would you advise them to get to that point? Because you have a lot of self-employed persons out there and a lot of people who are business owners currently, or even do both, that wants to get to that point. How would you advise them to get to that point where they don't have to go to the office to make money?
It's gonna be
I'm going to use it that is very easy, not even difficult. I'm going to do Jeff Bezos in this. Jeff Bezos make the most trillionaires.
Facts.
You can't be afraid to share the pie. If you be afraid, if you fear to share the pie, you work all your life and still broke. It's as simple. Get somebody. You have the pie. The pie have 12 slices. You don't mean say you have to go give it 5 slice
or 6
slice. Right? Think about you having 25 pie.
I see where you're going. There are common stories surrounding big companies like, say, Tesla and even Amazon. How much percentage of Amazon Jeff Bezos own now?
1.5%.
Little bit.
1.5%.
Little bit. Elon Musk own mostly like 20% or something like that of Tesla. And still the richest man in the world.
Because it's many pies make up it. And I tell a person to become an entrepreneur, you have to make your money work for you. So your business money is not yours.
Yeah, that's how I think.
How do you narrow that down now to a doctor's office? A doctor listening to this right now,
every patient you see, you split your money in 3.
What are the 3 parts?
The 3 parts of your money, you have one, it's called pay yourself first. So you're going to get that money. So for example, they charge $3,000.
Right.
You know the $1,000 is going to be yours. Right? $1,000 and next $1,000 going to be covering the business expenses.
Operational costs.
And the next $1,000 is your child. So you need to put that into something else that is not a part of the business.
Investment.
So you can invest in the business. I tell a person, oh, put the egg in one basket. No.
You have to have
You have to have. So for example, me, I do real estate. Right? I do stocks. I do bonds. I do lots of different things. Right? Because when I sleep, right when I'm sitting right before you right now, I'm sure I'm getting paid. And you are paying me.
No, me as a matter of fact, just take up your time.
Exactly. And then person asks me why I can ask for what free time. I don't have no free time. Why you work so hard? I don't work hard. I work smart. So what I do, every money I get, I split it. I always split it. I tell you something. If I split that $3,000 and that $1,000 cannot cover what it's supposed to cover, don't believe I'm going to go into my $1,000 and put it on it and say, okay, what I do? I'm going to figure out, because never ever, with this what persons misunderstand. Not because you can go into the office and make, at a private office and make $40,000 for the day, $100,000 for the day, $20,000 for the day. Doesn't mean you're going to make it every day.
What I think COVID.
Hit again.
COVID-20 come, you know, say,
you have to ensure at least 6 months. You have at least 6 months reserved.
So now you're boiling down into financial education.
So financial education, and that's what we as doctors don't get as training.
You don't get that at school. So
and you don't get that at school either.
You have to see that for yourself. If you don't see
but
that,
we does a doctor where I work 6-7 days a week, find the time for get that education.
Invest in yourself.
Where didn't go find the time?
Audible.com.
Let's say audible.com.
You have audible.com.
But you have, if you're looking for something, you will find it. That's a long and short story. If you're looking for something, you'll be find it. You'll be find that people have things, their information is all over the place. So if you're on social media, for example, you're on TikTok. Let's do that because it's a popular one. If you are searching for those things on TikTok, you will find it. But most time on that people are
just
look
go on and
for.
scroll for entertainment.
Right. That's what you're looking for.
One of my trainees who do not open private office, right? No, I never train him in medicine. I train him in business, entrepreneurship. So I never I train him in medicine. I'm not a teacher in medicine. So she came to me and she said, Doc, she looking some sessions. And I said to her, what can you do? She's like, I'm a doctor. I'm a general practitioner. I'm at a view and I have experience. I've worked at this hospital and I've worked at this health center and I've worked at this. I said, that's not the question I asked. I never asked you about your experience. I'm asking, what can you do? She said to me, I
She don't understand the question. Okay.
You understand? What can you do?
Break it down for
Why do you
viewers.
want to work with me? Why should I give you a session? Why do you want to work with me? And then she started to say, well, Doc, it's the first person who even asked me this question, but to be honest, I have a lot of debts. And I need to find more income to can cover the debts. I'm doing session right here, and I'm doing session right there. I'm just try to fill my rest to get more. So I have an idea, we can pay my car loan, I can pay my mortgage, I can, what have you. And I said to her, that's what I want you to say. She said, really? I said, yes. And I said, I'm going to give you a blank piece of paper. I'm going to draw a box on it. And what I want you to do, I want you to write inside the box, I want you to write all the bills you might have to pay. I don't want you to tell me I won't. Just write all the bills you have to pay. She said, okay, and she write it in the box. And I said, around the box now, you got to write all the money that you need. And she said, Doc, what is all of this for? You said you want to work with me, right? She said, yes. He said, all right, let's see you do it. She writes. He said, that's it? That's all you want? He said, how old are you? She told me her age. He said, okay, you're going to multiply your age by 2. And then you're going to multiply the amount of money that you need by your age by 2. And she said, when she do it and she multiplied, and she said, huh? She said, that's what you need. That's your life expectancy. Because your bills will never stop coming. And if you go to look a job because you want to pay your bills, this is what you're going to pay for the rest of your life. Because we used to multiply it by 2. Because you have inflation. And inflation always multiplied by 2. Things that you buy for $100 a couple weeks ago are $200 feet now.
Facts.
She said, oh, what have you? I said, what am I going to help you to do? I'm going to help you to open your own office.
Instead of work.
Instead of work. She said, oh. He said, if you can give me 2 hours per day, invest in yourself. I have a few books I'm going to send to you. You're going to listen to the books, and you're going to call me and have a discussion with me. That's all you need to do. First one, she didn't do. Technically, that's obviously. When I reached out to her, I said, Doc, I realized that. She said, oh my, I'm so busy. I have no time. But I said, but you would go to work for me. You are so busy, you have no time, but you was going to work for me. So every day, you would have the time, yeah? So remember, I'll give you a job, Right? I'm going to give you a job, and this is psychology. I said the job that I was going to give you, I said to tell me your age and multiply it, because the job I'm going to give you is going to make you make that exact amount of money. So she said, really? He said, yes. The job I'm going to give you, you don't have to do no more sessions, you don't have to do anything, it's just going to work. Just me, work. I'm going to pay that full. But first you have to show me that you need it.
So this is you doing
Psychology.
more. As you mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Do more.
Yes.
Or offer more.
I'm offering you more. Because in her mind, she think that she was going to come and work for me.
Yeah.
And she, when I started out with her, I said to her, what are you going to do for me? You're going to have to do a thing called money management. She said, how do you do that? He said, I don't want to know about your salary, but I'm asking you a question. Can you pay me $25,000 every month? Why? She can't try but tell her hard. He said, so how much money? You know what the money then? She said, that's the problem. And she tired of hospital, and she tired of this, and she told me all of what she tired about. She said, so you're telling me all the problems, but you're not telling me not about the solutions.
And here you are offering a solution.
I'm offering a solution. I said she take one loan. She was going to take a loan to help to balance her credit card because her credit card is killing her.
Right.
I said, you realize you put yourself in 3 more debts. Okay, take a loan, you pay a credit card, you go to still use that credit card again. You still go to that one.
Still have a loan to pay back.
So you're not finding a solution. You're finding ways to create more debt. So she sit down and I said to her, go to the first 2 books. She went to the first 2 books and she called me. I said, wonderful.
Can you share with the audience
The books.
the books?
The first book I give her is Think and Grow Rich.
Alright.
And The Richest Man in Babylon was the second book.
Alright.
The third book, oh my gosh. Rich Dad
That
Poor
poor
Dad.
dad. What could I guess?
Those 3
They were like
those 3 books.
book.
When I give her those 3 books, she said, after she go to the third book, she said she understand now.
I can tell those books are like the foundation. The
Foundation.
starter. I started on Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Foundation.
That was where it started.
How start one?
Foundation.
Richest man in Babylon.
Richest Man in Babylon,
Right?
give you financial education.
Yes. So she said to me, how do I raise my IQ? She said,
Rich Dad.
For you ask that question, that's simple meaning of it that you already. Just answer the question. You're asking the question that you already know the answer to. But you're telling yourself that you don't want that answer. You're looking for something else. Anyway, 2 months after I finished that, she called me and said, she's ready to open her office. She said, the location already? We're not going to rent it.
But she knows how this
But she knows how this is.
Start have a vision. Start catching
So
vision.
now she started to find a vision.
Start catching vision.
So now she have the vision, now all thing she need to do is find the passion. Because the vision is there, but now you need the passion. Because the passion and the vision need to work together.
Right.
So I started to give her more mental books. Right? Mastering the subconscious mind. As I explained to her, within your first 1 year of business, you're going to fail.
Yeah, most businesses have that.
I mean, personal experience.
She said,
Any day we start talking about my business failures and I put that in our story and start saying, I feel like I never reach out. I honestly feel like I am going to get my blessing is going to come from when I start sharing my story of my failures.
Yeah, man.
Because trust me.
If you don't feel
Trust me.
the way how you bounce back from the failure, because if you don't learn nothing from the failure, then you know
Listen.
it don't make no sense.
Listen, when I mention to certain people things that we go through in terms of business failure, man. Anyway, continue. Continue.
Because she have took my mentorship.
Yeah.
She haven't failed. You know why? Every time she reached to a roadblock, she called and she said, Doc, this is the situation. I never ever asked her, oh, the first thing, the pricing on the problem. She said, Doc, how much will I charge patient? Because in the same vicinity, a doctor in the vicinity is charging this and she want to charge this. I said, it don't have to do with pricing. She said, you're not learning. What? Why should I don't go at the cheap doctor and come at you? For example, a person going to come on this building, we have 4 doctors. The consult with me is $10,000. Why are they going to come to the 4th floor to pay $10,000 when they can pay $3,000 at the 1st floor?
Good
So
question.
that is something more me learn. I learn it.
Is
I can't
it?
remember which book. I can't remember which one. Where I learned it, and it was something that was very profound to me, because no, I never read the book. There was some stuff that they used to send in the email.
Oh yes.
So
yes.
he won some. What you know, we won competition.
I want
He won a competition, and from the competition that he won, they would send him every week. They would send him like an hour of just business education. So that's what he won.
So like newsletters.
No, man, it was like audio.
Yes.
So it was like audio. So you would have like a training every week,
Every week.
and he trained about different things in the business. So they must send it to him, but it's
Yes, yeah,
that's also the listen to. So I listen to them.
So you start getting the knowledge.
One of the lessons that they did in that was basically your business. What's gonna separate your business? So they had the suggestion of a daycare, and they're saying, okay, if all the daycares are offering the same thing, kids come, you drop them off, we keep them, you pick them up. Then why somebody go come up your daycare? You needed to offer something different. So the daycare that they suggested, the person would take the little kids and they would start doing like the ABC also with them. So parents would have paid extra just for that service. So what they wanted you to do was to try and make your business different? What is it? Because I think you brought it up earlier. What is it that's gonna separate your business from all of the other business, even though all of we are doing the same business? So you have to have something where you know say, okay, people are going to left and Timbuktu and they will come. Me have patients. I have a family in St. Thomas and I am their doctor.
In St.
I'm
Thomas.
not being New York.
We have patients in New York will come to see me every month.
St. Thomas.
Yeah.
You know, like take picture from St. Thomas who come here, sir?
I fly picture from France.
But we have patients in Georgia. We have patients all over. People will come because you have to have something what separate you. So you have to try and figure that out. You have to offer your business from an angle where either going to make people, so no matter what price you want, people will pay for your service. Even when we opened this office, there was a pharmacist who we spoke to, and that was what he said. Like his pharmacy price high.
Yep.
And he's like, look here, even though the price is high, people travel from all over Jamaica to come to this pharmacy.
Yes.
And people don't question when they
No,
come,
the price.
they pay. And like when he said it, we couldn't understand. What we understand now is because what they offer at that pharmacy, you know, is different. Our pharmacy where even if you can't find something anywhere, you can't find beer. You can't find any beer. As because you can't find any beer, you will left anywhere.
Yes, they source it for you.
Right. And even for us, if
Say
you
if you call them and said you want something, you said I don't have it.
but we
Yeah,
can
we
get
can
it.
get it.
Give me a
Because-
couple days, I will find it. And it's a pharmacy that we work with all the time. Big up J&J Pharmacy. Right, but it's that is it. And so you have to separate yourself. There has to be something that makes you different. So you have to find that if you go come and open a doctor's office and it's going to do the same exact thing what every single other person I do, you have to go offer the price everybody is offer then because nobody now go can
And with the half,
and
and with the half of the price, as I explained to the doctor, I said, be different. She said, oh.
you have to figure that out.
And I said to her, all right. I give her my brochure. And I said, read my brochure. Tell me what you see. She said, oh, I see you do natural medicine. I see you do this. I see you do that. I said, what's the difference? Oh, you do natural medicine. Yes, but what's the difference? You do natural medicine. They said, no, look again. What's the difference? She said, she don't see it. I said, I think outside the box. Not about natural medicine. There are a lot of naturopaths in Jamaica. Why person want to leave Kingston? When naturopath is in New Kingston, why want to leave New Kingston and come and see me in Montego Bay? Why person want to leave from Portland? And you have to do herbology. So why person going to leave the herbal man when you can buy some bush from and come see a consultant in naturopathy?
I'll probably get it free.
And my bush in the yard. What, you understand? So I said what I did, I don't do the general medicine anymore. General medicine be a part of the service, but I don't do general medicine anymore. She said, why? But doctor, you're supposed to do general medicine. I said, I'm supposed to. Who write that in the book and tell me I'm supposed
Society.
to? Nobody write that in the book and tell me.
Society says so.
And in a notebook, they tell you say you have to do it.
But we still it is offered
So
at the office.
what I do, I went and I do more studies. I don't stop learning. So I do studies, and every single day I said, look at it. I do infrared therapy. I studied infrared therapy. I do hydrotherapy. I went and studied hydrotherapy. I do chelation therapy. I went and studied chelation therapy.
Yeah,
And I studied therapies how to counteract cancer without chemo. But that's what I do. I don't just sit down and say, oh yeah, we done already. No, I went and I continue learning. I learn every single day. I'll tell you something. I learn from doctors that don't even like me. My best teachers and doctors right now, make up on themselves and know themselves already. They don't like me. You understand? And every time I want advice, who do you call first?
The one that don't like you?
The one who don't like me. You know why? When somebody don't like you, tell you something, you know how to take it. When we think that somebody like you, they're going to shield them emotions. So they're going to, like for example, they don't want to see you black. They're going to sugarcoat it because they don't want to hurt your feelings. But when I call a doctor and say, I have this case, and this is the situation, and they don't believe in natural medicine, and they can tell me that natural medicine is a fake medicine, and they can tell me all of this, I'd rather talk to that person. Why? Because if I can win you by convincing you that this works and show you it works, and when I can consult with you and tell you that 3 months later you can see that exact same patient that I've sent to you, that exact same problem, and the patient can come back to you 3 months later and the problem is no longer there. No, you can actually. I have doctors who apologize to me. I have doctors who recommend patients to me on a day-to-day basis. The same doctors that tell me in 2014 that I'm going to fail. So in entrepreneurship, you're going to learn that. Everybody going to tell you you're going to fail. When you're going to leave the hospital system, first thing they're going to tell you, you're going to fail. If you're going to go and start a business, they're going to tell you you're going to fail. Oh, it's hard work, it's all this, you're going to do that. But if you have that determination, because her husband almost leave her for opening her own business. This doctor go through, not just going through physical at work, financially, but she's going through it emotionally at home. Because she said she want to open her office. And her husband, who is an engineer, is saying to her point blank that this don't make no sense. You don't have no time for me. But she don't have time for you now. Business hard. And the husband tell her,
fear,
and then the husband tell her, say me and she there.
So like you know, different.
This is entrepreneurship. My consultant, the person who trained me in business.
Yeah.
And I sit down every single day. And everybody said, why you follow back at this person? As that doctor called me, private office. Every private office in work, I've worked with him. You know what? He's a man. And I said, no man, him and that's something. Because that's how we are. When we are going to we're going for our dream. You want to hear the sell soul?
Never hear things.
You want to hear things.
You can always hear
so, my viewers and the subscribers, you're going to understand when you're doing something that is your passion, let nobody tell you, said, your parents are going to tell you, say, listen to me, don't do it. Your friends won't do it. Your friends are going to tell you, say, don't do it. Because one of my mentors said to me, you can't ask a fisherman about plumbing, not because he can see. I know about water.
Right.
You understand? Doesn't mean that you know about plumbing.
Yeah.
You understand? And that is it. So when a person doesn't see that vision, and that doctor is doing very well, that doctor have actually 3 offices now.
Oh, nice.
3 offices. She's not the only one working at all 3 offices.
Clearly not. She can't work at the
You understand?
So
But she visits all 3 offices.
She monopolize.
But she have doctors that work for her. So no, her friends that used to look session, when she had them to go to look session, no, she create a portfolio and she include those friends in those portfolio. Those friends are working for her in her office. And all she do is split the profit 50-50 between she and her friends. She's collecting money. Right now she has 2 sources of income where she don't even have to go no day. She really after she buy the equipment, she do every single thing. And guess what happened? Her debt has control. She don't have a credit card anymore. All she need to do, and I tell persons, you have to invest in yourself. Nobody, I don't tell persons, when they're talking about investment in yourself, always ask for the doctors who have kids, always ask yourself this question when you're working. Can my children inherit my business? If you're doing something and you're working somewhere where kids cannot inherit it, that simply means you're minding somebody else's own business. You're not creating generational wealth. And if you're not creating generational wealth, you're going to work until you bend. You're going to say, yes, I love it, I spend the whole of my life, me want to go on some cruise, I know me want to travel the world. Hello, I'm traveling the world now.
We never get to do it.
I'm traveling the world now. I have a full-time business, I have a full-time family, but I'm traveling the world still.
See, this is the kind of knowledge that I want to share. Well, anyways, there's another topic which I'll say for episode number 2, because I'm pretty sure there are persons who would want to, get some more from you guys, particularly about your foundation, and I will mention the other topic, but I'll leave that one there to suspense.
Yes.
But in closing, I want to ask this question to you both, right? There are 2 more things on the agenda. What's one question you would ask of any other colleague who is running a business or running their own business right now? One question you'd probably ask of them, or something you'd want to know. We'll go through the advice. What's one question you'd ask of a colleague, a fellow doctor who's also running another business?
Never stop learning. I would ask them to never stop learning. Not because you leave med school and you go to the CMEs and stuff. I realize CMEs is for the drug company to promote their brand. It is okay. It is that's a part of continual education, but you have to learn outside of your school. So not because you're a urologist or a cardiologist or a general practitioner, doesn't mean that you do not need to learn, continue learning. In med school, we learn everything, but when we come to the real world, we select what we want to continue with. Like for example, yeah, all of us learn everything, but we decide the mind to want to specialize. And then the specialization is one of the things that is actually affecting us, because when we specialize in our area, we forgot about everything else. For the best, you have to do best for your patient, you need to learn more so you can listen to your patient more, and you can feel the patient. Because sometimes patients come to doctors on the medication they need. And if you learn more, for example, about human nature, you realize that, oh,
Actually, just finished Laws of Human Nature.
yes.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Doc?
Question like I'm here thinking, and it's like a difficult question. I don't. If I thought of that, like, is your question I really want to ask anyone? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a part of the learning process. What's one thing you'd ask?
I see.
We'll come back to the question. I'm here and I can't come up with anything.
All right. We come back to that question. But I do believe that you guys will continue to inspire a lot based on everything we do and the type of work that you guys are putting out there, really and truly. Again, from where I am sitting, I see a lot of people, particularly in this field, that can benefit from some simple advices like these. And a lot of the subject, the discussions we cover just here tonight, it's like each topic in the back of my subconscious, I say, yeah man, hear that from the doctor there. Yeah man, hear that from the doctor there. Remember the doctor there. Remember the doctor. You understand? It's like them just come to my mind one by. Not that I'm thinking about them, but based on the subject at hand, I can see a particular person in my mind. I can see a particular doctor in my mind. I'll be like, that doctor will take that advice. That doctor will take that advice. That pharmacist will take that advice. We talk about pharmacies and offering that part. That pharmacy could take that advice. I know persons who are just opening pharmacies and are trying to grow, So, go ahead with your question before it follow time.
I think about it deeply because it's something I think I never thought about it from that angle. But the question would be, and it's something where you brought it up very early in this whole exchange, that you have persons who retire and they retire and still they're going back. And you see that all the time. And people who I look at doctors and they're like, I said to my husband, like, boy, I think we're supposed to have a cut off. We're supposed to have a time where we say, all right, guess what? So the question is, at which point are you going to live your life? We are here on earth, you get one single life. And yes, this is your career and your choice, but are you so defined by your career that you have forgotten to live? So that would be it. That's what I would ask.
I would write that down. So I'm adopting a little tradition that I will use the word adopting. So Stephen, whenever you see this, I'm taking this tradition from you, the Jamaican version, all right? Yeah. Hope it's not copyright. But one of my greatest inspirations toward podcasting is Stephen Bartlett. He does Diary of a CEO. Oh, yes. Right? And Diary of a CEO has now risen to literally top over the past few years. But I've been listening to the Diary of CEO for the past maybe 2 years now and change, right? And I have this book, and he has this tradition where the guest now leaves a question for the next guest. Well, you guys are my first guest, so you get to write down your questions. I mean, that was a good question. You can write it down. So the next question, the person doesn't know who they're getting it from or whatever. So it's going to be a secret question. You write down your one question, and the next guest gets the question.
All right.
Cool. So that's very good. You're going to write down the question.
I think that is the question.
But outside of that, seize episode 2 for definitely for this.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
It was a very nice discussion, and I will try to come again, and we can do more episodes. We can do 10, 20, 30, because this is what we love to do. We like to share ideas. We like to inspire other colleagues, and not only colleagues alone, everybody. Because it's not about doctors. It's about human. All of us are human. Where are we on this earth, and we are just trying to fight and kill each other for no reason.
Human nature.
Yeah.
That's what the answer. Human nature. I just finished Laws of Human Nature, Robert Greene's book.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
I go to all
Robert Greene is a genius, but you understand when you start studying human nature, you realize that these are cycles that are repeated from the birth of men, generation and generation. It's just an innate part of human to fight it.
And we don't have that nature that we build each other. So instead of me, they go ahead, you build your podcast business. And like, oh, Shama, your podcast. And like, guess what? You could try to find a way to get it done, to compete with it. You know? It's not just
That's
that,
usually
like,
the first response.
oh my God, man.
Because the first responder persons on a day-to-day basis, and this is one of the things that caused. I was speaking to some inmates last year, and was in Spanish Town, and we were doing some interaction. We do it, and an inmate asked a very interesting question. Inmate said, "Yeah, why you choose to do this? Why you choose to not turn your back on us as inmates, like our society look at us as we are the scum of the earth?" And I said, because I'm not society. I am Dr. Farin Williams. I cannot be society. I have to be me. And I believe that nobody in this earth is perfect. All of us make mistakes. All of us has done something that we're not proud of. All of us. Some of us were caught, some of us were don't. So what I'm going to do, because you have done something that you have made a mistake because of emotional intelligence was not working, so you could have walked away from the situation and you make it escalate till you reach to the point. And during that session, I realized a couple of inmates come and said, "Doc, you know, I'm in here and I'm not guilty." I'm like, "Really?" And I said, "Doc, you know that for the police take me up, I don't get a chance to express myself and what have you, and police them say me this and police them say me that and the police them say me this." And I said, "So what did your lawyer say?" He said, "But my lawyer listen to the police then." The lawyer now listen to me. Because the police them, the person that, he know who did it, but he can't call the person name. Because in whole family were dead, he didn't call the person name. I'm like, so who am I spending time for a crime that he never did, but fear for his life and his family's life, so he's robbing the time, and then he's going to come from prison as a prisoner. I'm going to say, "Oh, he can't get a job, he can't get rehabilitated." Because most times, you know, when you go for a job, they say you need to carry a criminal record. "Oh, this man him do this, we don't want him." You don't hear the story. One inmate said his case was a self-defense. The person left and come to their house, and he retaliated. And him in a charge, I said, "Why?" Because the person that attacked him have contacts. So I said, this is beyond medicine. So this won't help medicine. I know an inmate in Georgia. He's living in, I think it's Suriname now, or it's Suriname, Nigeria. He is a doctor now, and what he got charged for was just being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Alright, so
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much, sir.
I will see you next time.